Dr. Berg back again. Today we're going to talk about the real benefit of collagen that people are not talking about, probably because they don't know. But this information is quite fascinating because most people take collagen for their hair, for their skin, for their nails, for their joints, to prevent wrinkles, to make themselves more beautiful. But the real purpose of collagen has nothing to do with beauty. But today we're going to talk about what that real purpose is. Let me first give you just a little background on collagen. A long time ago, our ancestors lived very differently than we do in modern times. We ate nose to tail. We ate the organ meats, the bone marrow. And a lot of this also boiled down the cartilage in different knuckle joints and within chicken bones. We made various stews. If we take a look at all of our protein in our body, 30% of it is collagen, which is a different type of protein. Collagen makes up all the connective tissue, which includes the glue that holds everything together, includes the tendons, the ligaments, the cartilage, the fascia, which is like surrounding everything that holds everything together, that gives you your shape. A good portion of your bones are collagen as well. But in modern times, like right now, we like tender meat. That means meat without very much collagen. We like lean chicken breast, right? We don't like tough meat. So our diets right now really only have between 1 and 3% of the protein being collagen, whereas we need 30%. This sets us up for a big situation because we're going to be deficient in one of the key amino acids called glycine, which I will talk about in just a bit. The point is that most people are very deficient in collagen if we compare ourselves to our ancestors. When you are 17 years old, you will have the most collagen of your entire life. You're at your optimum state. You can fall down on the cement and bounce. If I fell down on the cement right now, I would literally shatter. But when I was younger, I got so many different injuries. I'm surprised that I even survived those injuries. But as we get older, let's say you reach the age of 75 years old, you potentially could lose 80% of your collagen. As we get older, we lose a lot of this collagen. We lose the connective tissue that holds everything together. This is why the skin sags. This is why we get wrinkles. This is why our joints fall apart. We become more fragile. So collagen is very important. I want to talk about minor purposes of collagen first, and then I'm going to tell you the big one. Collagen can act as an antioxidant because it helps you increase something called glutathione, which is one of the main antioxidants in our liver that helps protect us. It helps us detoxify. One really cool benefit of collagen is it will actually help your sleep cycles. Collagen is also really important in gut lining repair. To protect against leaky gut, for example, is a problem. We need collagen to help repair that, because one of the key amino acids in collagen is glycine. And glycine not only helps us detoxify poisons, but it's also essential in the deeper sleep cycles. And so when you don't have enough glycine, you will have sleeping problems. But now let me get into some really interesting things, because people actually think that if I consume collagen from food or collagen powder, it's going to go in my body and go directly into my collagen and replace the collagen that I have or fulfill the need for collagen. That's not how it works. The great majority of the collagen that you get from your diet or a powder, like 90% of it, breaks down through the digestive system, gets absorbed into the blood as amino acids. So let me just show you something right here. When we eat protein or we have collagen, we have a series of amino acids connected in a chain. And when we get these smaller chains of individual amino acids, they're called peptide chains. So a peptide is a chain of amino acids. And so when you eat collagen, the great majority of it, 90% of it, breaks down into the individual amino acids, but 10% of it actually is left as peptide chains. Now this is very, very important because peptides are signaling molecules. It's very, very unique function. Even though when you're consuming collagen, you only get a small percentage of these peptide chains, this is a major role in signaling and telling your body to repair and rebuild the collagen connective tissue. Now, let me just help you understand this a little bit more. You're consuming all this collagen. Most of it, 90%, is breaking down into individual amino acids, and it goes into a pool of amino acids, just like if you were to eat an egg or a piece of meat. It's all going into a pool to provide for raw material to build that muscle tissue or tendon or hair or nails or even your collagen. But it's these small peptides that don't get broken down into the individual amino acids. They're able to get absorbed into the gut and go into the bloodstream as a peptide chain, as a signaling molecule to command repair in your body. So that could be a repair in your skin tissue. That could be a repair in your joints. That could be repair in your gut lining. That could be repair in your ligaments. That could be repair in your arteries, because your arteries are also collagen. And when I'm talking about repairing and rebuilding, I'm talking about triggering or stimulating certain genes that trigger these cells called fibroblasts, which are basically little cells in your body that make collagen. They also make elastin to make things more elastic, because collagen is not bone. It's a very flexible tissue, so to speak. And that's the hallmark of someone that's younger versus older. They're more flexible, they're more pliable, they're more resilient, they're more elastic, kind of like a rubber band. And when we lose that elastin, our tissues become wrinkled, they become rigid, we look older. And so we need both more collagen and more elastin. And consuming more collagen not only provides the raw material to build it, but these peptides also provide as a signaling molecule to tell our body what to do with this raw material. And what's even more interesting is if you compare that to eating a steak or a piece of chicken or an egg or fish, you do not get this signaling molecule, okay? You don't get the peptide chain. When you consume muscle meat, when you consume egg, when you consume fish, when you consume whey protein powder, you're only getting the amino acids. And so what's so unique about collagen and what's so different about it is that you get a very powerful stimulus of making more collagen, of repairing collagen, of rebuilding collagen. And again, I'm talking about your skin, your nails, your ligaments, your tendons. fascia, your arteries. The next question is, how do we get more collagen? Yes, you could take a collagen protein powder, but you can also start eating collagen by consuming more skin on the chicken or skin on your fish. You can make different stews where you have different knuckle joints or cartilage from chicken in there and start boiling it down into the gelatin and making these different stews. Bone marrow is very high in collagen, but ideally you want to start doing nose to tail, okay? I mean, a lot of cultures do this. Chicken feet, they boil them down and they make these great dishes. When you consume grass-fed, grass-finished beef, for example, it's not as tender, but it's really filled with a lot more collagen because those animals have more exercise. They're a lot healthier than animals that have been put in a feedlot. They don't get much space. Their muscle becomes marbleized with fat, and it's super tender beef. Just realize with that, you're getting protein, amino acids, but you're not getting the collagen that we need for the repair and the rebuilding process. And one of the things that I do in the morning with my coffee is I'll put a little cream in there. I don't put any sugar or anything like that, but I will put some collagen powder in there, mix it up, dissolve it. It doesn't really give you any extra taste. It just gives it a more of a creamy flavor, but that's one way that I get my collagen. And also as a side note, there's other cofactors to allow this collagen to turn into body tissue. Like vitamin C is a very important cofactor. Biotin, trace minerals like copper, really important. So this is why it's important to have a wide range of foods in your diet. And since we're on this amazing topic of collagen, about a year ago, I did a video on collagen, on how to create amazing hair, nails, and skin. And if you haven't seen it, check it out. I put it up right here.